Hey everybody, Corey with Scale Model Inc. here. Hey, today we're starting a new project. This is a piece of terrain and old bombed out or uh, destroyed ruins. I call it more like a castle type building. I actually got this for use with my more medieval stuff. You'll be seeing more medieval knights and um, Song of Ice and Fire figures / Game of Thrones type stuff. And I thought this would work pretty cool with that. This is made by 4Print. I think they're out of Las Vegas, but this is a 3D resin printed piece. It's a pretty good size. This does come off in a piece here, and there's one other little small corner abutment piece that goes with it as well. It's a pretty good sized piece though. Very sturdy. So far all I've done is added what you see there, a little bit of sand and grit. The white that you see is Sculpey that I've baked and just did a flat sheet of, and then I break it up for rubble. That seems to work pretty well for that, and I've got that all glued down in there, and I'm getting ready to prime it, and then I will go through the painting process. So when we get done with the prime, we'll be back. Alright, so this is the mid-tone cobblestone from DecoArt, and that's what I'm going to use for my mid-tone. I'm going to apply that to all the floor surfaces, and then random stones on the wall. So just gonna then we have one more lighter color that we will apply to all the wall stone, and one darker tone. Like I said, I'm applying this cobblestone color to all the flooring. When we do it to the wall stones like this, then I will just pick out certain ones. I'll just go through all the pieces and apply this color randomly to different stones. Then we'll go ahead and get the floor in first. All right, we're gonna start working with our DecoArt Slate Gray. That'll be the next color that we apply. And just like before, we've already done the floor surface, so it's just gonna be the walls. And we will just randomly place this color. It's kind of a blue-gray. Not as much as taupey as the other one was, the other color. And we're just going to randomly place it. That's all right, no big deal. Not being neat about it at all, just getting it on there. It's going to be number of washes and dry brushing over the top of this. So, like I said, very random application. Sometimes it is a little bit difficult though. See what ones you've put color on, because they tend to fade back into the, they're all not all that different from the original color really. They're the primer actually. So we'll continue placing this color around on all three pieces. And then we'll be back to do the lightest color. All right, so we're gonna start the lightest color. This is the granite gray, and this is also will be the primary color that I will dry brush with. May have to add a little bit of white to it, but I think this will be okay. So it's just a little bit of a lighter color than the last gray. I think I probably will have to add some white to this for dry brushing anyway. I was just sitting here thinking, I hope I was in the frame when on the previous steps. I might not have been. I apologize if I wasn't. But I'm not used to filming this way. I usually don't film the end. I usually come back and show you after I've done it. And I thought I'd try my hand at just doing a little segments of paint along. So anyway. All right. So we'll continue with this, and then we'll be back when we're ready to start the dry brushing. All right, so we've got our, I did add some white to the gray, and we're just going to start dry brushing that. Not too worried if it gets too light, because we're going to be putting some dark washes on this, so we're going to go ahead and finish all the rest of the pieces with the dry brush, and then we'll be back. All right, guys, so we're going to start applying the wash. We've got all the dry brushing done for the first go around. We will be dry brushing over this again after we do, and I'm going to be using the Army Painter Strong Tone wash. So let's see, I'll probably have to fill this up a couple times, but dilute it a little bit, and we'll just start. I am using the strong tone versus, and I may come back over it with the dark tone, but I wanted to get some browns in it, and the strong tone leans towards the brown side, where the dark tone wash leans towards the black side, but I do like the looks of that. Boy. So we're just going to continue to go over all the pieces with this wash. And when we get done with that process, we'll be back. Alright guys, so we're back, and what I've done is I've applied the dark wash to everything, and I'm going to do a little bit of dry brushing with, and I mixed up a kind of a light brown. I don't want gray in it. I want to keep that brown overtones that I've got going. I like that. So, and I'm not going to dry brush over everything. I'm going to dry brush over the floor area, and then lightly from the top down, just hitting the edges of some of the bricks, not everything, because I don't want it to get totally chalky and I just don't want that chalky dry brush look everywhere on it. So we'll just load up the brush here. You really gotta to avoid getting that. I really try to get a lot of that off there. So, and as you can see, so I just want to hit a few of the edges coming down. I am going to get out some of my MIG ammo, AK Interactive washes, and go, because I can't get it dark enough without those. I have trouble doing. I just like the way that stuff works too. The enamel washes, and put over the rubble piles. Then I will, when that's all dry, then I'll dry brush over here. And this is the area that I really wanted to get some dry brushing going. More the floor than anything. All right, we'll call that piece good. Let's take a few hits from the outside. All right, that's enough. And now we'll move on to the big piece, and when we're done with that, then we'll let that dry, and we'll come back and talk about the rubble pile. Hi guys, so I wanted to bring you back real quick because I wanted to show you this little, if you can see, like this washed out area, and I really like the looks of that. And all that is because this is not super dry anymore. It's got some wet paint in there, and I'm basically it's basically like streaking. Only with acrylic, and I'm just gonna, and it kind of makes a forced, as you can see it's, and it looks just like where, you know, rain has washed down the side of the building. Do that in a couple places here. Takes a minute for it to develop, so you can see right now it's starting to develop on this one. I think that's kind of a nice effect. You could literally do the same thing with a darker tone if you wanted to. I think I'm going to leave it alone that way, but I'm going to try one spot on the inside as well here. No, I didn't get enough. That's all right. We'll just blend that out. Yeah. A little brighter than I wanted it, but that's okay. Yeah, I think that's kind of a cool fact. That's really all I wanted to show you, was just, you know, how to make that happen if you're ever working on some terrain. All right, guys, we're gonna focus on this area next. All right, guys, so we're gonna start working with the this is the Ammo MIG dark enamel wash. So, and I'm just gonna start. I want to get this area here much darker than it is. Yeah, just like. I'm gonna come back and do some painting of individual rocks after this, and probably some more dry brushing on top of it. But main thing I wanted was to get this darker, and it still could get darker, and what I may have to do is get some oils out, mix up some black and brown. But that don't look too bad. I just wanted a lot more contrast, color contrast in here. Now I'm going to do the same thing up in here. I don't know if I can. Oh boy. I think I might have to open up a window because it's going to start getting a little heady here. All right, guys, I think I'm going to do that before I have my head laying down on the table here, passed out. So I'll be back. All right, guys, so you can see here, I wanted that to be a little bit darker, so I mixed up some oil paint. I'm going to mix up just a tiny little bit more. That's just some old Winton oil colors. And then I have an Ammo by MIG oil brusher. This is it's like a raw, they call it. It's got some goofy name to it. That's basically like a raw umber. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of mineral spirits in there, and then we'll just make like a pin line wash out of it. And I've already done So we'll just work on this one here and try to keep out of then I will come back in tomorrow. This should dry overnight. Oil paints take longer to dry, but this is really thin. And the oil brushers also have Galkit in it. They dry very quickly because of the Galkit, or a similar type stuff. It may not be actually Galkit. It might be, something. It's something like that, or Liquid, or anyway. So that's pretty good there. You can hear my dog whining. It's because Mama just left. All right. Like I said, tomorrow I will come in and put some highlights on some stones. Might do a little dry brushing. We'll see. Alley hush. All right. Look like just about enough I mixed up. So, all right, guys. We'll let this dry overnight. See you in the morning. Hey, everybody. Well, the dark color is dried, and we're just working on doing a little bit of highlighting and shading on some of these bigger pieces. Some pieces I kind of brighten them up, and others I just put a hint on it. So I don't want it all just to like pop. You can see up here on top I've done that section already. Just using some Vallejo ivory. A little bit of dry brushing in some areas, just to bring out a hint of that. So it makes some brighter than others. And just using a cheap old brush that I think I got like 50 of these for $9. or something on Amazon. They work great for glue projects and just anything that it's going to ruin a better brush. Yeah, it takes a little while, you know. So I'm going to continue with this, and when I'm all done, we'll come back and we'll take a look at the final piece. See you in a bit. Hey everybody, as you can see, we got her done. This is the Terrain 4Print ruined stone building. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I like how the wash is all finished up and highlighting on the individual stones. It's a really nicely done piece as compared to 3D printed figures. I mean, it's much more robust and any of those, which can be a little bit on the frail side, but not this. This is very well done. Very happy with it. Did it mainly to use with my, some of my bolt action and Rubicon stuff, and then also since I've kind of gotten into Song of Ice and Fire / Games of Thrones type stuff, I think it'll work really well with that. So anyway, I'd like to thank all my subscribers out there. Really do appreciate you. Hey, we'll catch you on the next one.